Hello, ano? Ready na ba kayo?
Hi, Kuya! Wala sa shop yung bag na gusto ni Mama. Kailangan ko ng tuwing
Relax ka lang, may alam ako lugar, bigay ko sa address. Ayaw nga pala, kailangan ko nang ipadala yung pang-tuition mo.
The best ka talaga, Kuya. Pero dapat sa road remit ha.
Siyempre si Kuya pa. Madiskarte yan eh.
Alam mo yan. Oh, ha? Ay, si Mama tumatawag.
Hi, anak!
Ma, tawagan kita mamaya ha. Nagluluto kasi ako nilaga eh.
O, huwag kakalimutan lagyan ng paminta, ha?
Di ma, o sige na, tawagan kita mamaya. Ano, nabili mo na ba yung bag?
Oo, Kuya. Ako pa. Salamat sa pinadala mo. Malapit na ako sa bahay. Ma, o, bigay ni Kuya para sa'yo.
Happy birthday, ma!
Dali ma, galing sa amin lahat yan.
Yes, galing sa amin lahat yan.
Thank you! We miss you mga anak ko!
Spoon and rice, you know, this is really, as I've said, the most authentic place to come for Filipino street food, spoon and rice. Hi guys. Oh my God, I can't believe it. This is the last show in the current series of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honor to be joining you guys every Sunday. And I'd like to thank World Remit. I'd like to thank Spoon and Rice. I'd like to thank Comfort Healthcare. You know, you guys have been amazing. It's been so hard during lockdown to be able to kind of maybe go to community events, I guess the world's been completely different. And I think this has really helped me personally. And I know so many people have enjoyed watching the show. So for our last show in the series, we have some very special guests that I'm really, really excited about. Firstly, we have Gia Macuja-Atchinson, who was one of the big stars of Miss Saigon and the West End. And then we go ahead and we have Kimberley, who basically is an upcoming star on Spotify and is a talented singer and songwriter. But before that, I'd like to thank everybody behind the show. Thank you for making this possible. And of course, now we're going to be joined by Gia, which I'm really excited about. Hi, Gia, it's over to you.
Hi everybody, welcome to Pusong Pinoy. It's a real honor for me to guest in what I didn't realize until recently is the final show, which is unfortunate, but you know, you never know. I think it's very difficult to plan things at the moment. My motto at the moment is just live one day at a time. So, but thank you for inviting me, and yeah, I look forward to the rest of this day.
I'm really excited too. I think you're right. You know, when we first started this, it was around about 25 episodes ago. We kind of started, we looked for sponsors, we looked to work with different companies and obviously put the show on, because obviously there's some technicality behind the show, and I'm not technical at all. I think the same as you said, maybe like yourself, if I had to press buttons and put people on screen, I just really couldn't do it. So I'm very thankful for my technical team for making this all possible, because I guess this is kind of the new normal, really, isn't it? You know, online concerts and virtual concerts. Have you done any other shows like this or any other kind of virtual concerts?
Yes, I've been quite grateful actually with all the opportunities. I've been invited to several of these shows to participate in, and as you said, I'm not that technical, but I think it's the new norm, and it's something I'm exploring into, and my husband and I are both sort of starting to get our my husband's a more technical one, so I'm kind of like leaving him to figure a lot of the things out, but it is the new norm, and but what's great about it is that it has a far greater reach internationally, and it's really helped my work, essentially, really, to be able to reach so many viewers. I've got students now from the States to the Philippines, from Italy, all over Europe. So it's yeah, there are two sides of the coin to this whole thing, situation at the moment. And, you know, you just need to try and look at the bright side, I think, to keep yourself sane.
I think you're right. And I think it's about being able to sort of meet people from across the world. And as you know, I'm a big fan of Miss Saigon. I'm a big fan of so many shows. And of course, you get to also connect with some of the artists as well who kind of are online. And actual fact, you probably have more connection maybe to celebrities. Maybe you'll have a pop star who'll be almost singing to you in your living room. And we never would have foreseen that before. And I think so many maybe artists are being a bit more creative and turning that into something positive. You know, families who you spent your Christmas with your small family within your home, but now of course through Zoom and everything else, you can pretty much have a virtual Christmas with all your family around the world, which is incredible. I think it's about making it into a positive thing.
Definitely. I mean, you're talking about Miss Hudson. I know Malcolm is a big fan of the show. Because of what's happened, you know, we've got now a little Zoom family chat going on every now and then. We've reached out to friends and colleagues we haven't spoken to in years. So it's a fantastic opportunity to just reach out to more people, people you haven't spoken to, or even people whom you might have fell out with, you know, and just brush those really minor things aside. And let's just, you know, life is too short. And you just need to try and find the positive in all this, I think.
I think you're right, even talking to people. So I did something earlier on in the year in March. I signed up as one of the NHS volunteers. In fact, they had 750,000 people who signed up. And I did this click and chat thing where basically you just get an app on your phone tells you that you've got a phone number of a person. And I was speaking to some 102-year-old in Kent about the First World War, which was incredible. But actually, for a lot of people, I think just talking, I think really, really helps, doesn't it? And I think particularly with people's mental health, which is a really big issue, and I think has really been suffering. And I know that this virtual world kind of helps with that. You know, you've got somebody you can call, and it brings people perhaps closer together.
Definitely. You know, when you invited me to come on for this, you asked me, I think a week ago, I think if I could come on. And there is that kind of part of you always that kind of wants to hibernate and sort of hide from the world sometimes. But I knew something like this would really help me mentally as well, you know, to start singing songs again. You know, I teach a lot more now because it's a regular income for me and in the family as well. Obviously, performing is a little bit probably not going to be till later in the year. So I think being active on, you know, on social media or being able to keep yourself out there just really helps you psychologically feel. There is some comfort in being able to talk to other people who are pretty much in the same situation. Everyone just deals with it very differently, I think.
I agree with you. I think it's very, very important. As you know, I'm a massive fan of Miss Saigon. In fact, I've seen the show probably about 50 times pretty much around the world, including Broadway with Jonathan Pryce and Lea Salonga, and of course the UK tour. I even snuck into the 25th anniversary gala party. I kind of gate crashed, but it was incredible because I got to see Jonathan Pryce, Lea Salonga, Cameron McIntosh, Robert Senna, all of the cast. And that for me was incredibly special. You know, that's a show that's very close to my heart, and you probably know my story. I think I've said many times that when I was about 18 or 19, I first started watching Miss Saigon, and I didn't even know where the Philippines was. And it was only when I read a souvenir program, I'm like, okay, where is this place? Manila, Philippines. And I honestly didn't know. So I flew to the Philippines then to meet one of the cast members, and she was performing, Monique Wilson, who was performing in the Music Museum in San Juan, Green Hills, and she was performing Angels in America. and that was one of my first trips back home to the Philippines. And I know Monique then went on to set up the New Voice Theatre Company, and I know that did so much for theatre performances and for the Philippines. But of course, I think Leia was recently saying as well that there's been this journey of so many Filipino talents and artists onto the world stage. They've come to audition for Miss Saigon, and I think that's really, really incredible. That journey, really. How did it all start with you? I'm kind of interested how you became involved.
It started off as like any sort of. I was already doing a bulk of my professional work successfully in the Philippines at the time that a lot of the younger singers and musical theater performers were being kind of hired in Miss Saigon all over the world. So it just came to a point. My original training was really in the classical. I have a classical operatic background. But it just came to a point wherein a lot of my colleagues were going abroad. And I think it was during my sister's honeymoon, my sister Lisa's honeymoon, that we visited London. I tagged along in her honeymoon. Don't ask why, but it's kind of like that with my family. We're very close. Anyway, so we came to London and we watched Miss Saigon at Drury Lane. And I sat there and thought, why can't I be up there? You know, that's literally what I thought. And funnily enough, when we came home from the honeymoon, I just started looking up, you know, how would I be able to break through that market? I mean, I was happy with my career in the Philippines, but it just came to a point where I said, ooh, what about branching out internationally? And so I decided to study a postgraduate course in musical theater at the Mount View Academy in London. And while I was there for but by the third term of my course, because it's a Cameron Mackintosh school, my artistic director, my principal decided to send me to Miss Saigon auditions. So, and luckily enough, yeah, I was given the opportunity to go back and then re-enter as Miss Saigon. Yeah, so at the time I covered the role of Gigi and Ellen and was ensemble as well. But that was my first West End gig. And when you think about it, I was in the audience, you know, a few months before that. And now I was on that stage, not even a year after. I was sat there thinking, maybe I could do that. You know, it's like a big accomplishment for me. And you know, obviously opened a lot more opportunities after the show finished in the West End. Then I went to The Lion King. And then I met my husband, had kids, and then Here Lies Love at the National Theatre came up.
It's an incredible journey, and of course Ellen, of course, is such a hard road to play. And I know in terms of Asian actors, not many have played Ellen. It was always traditionally the kind of white, kind of American kind of role. And I know Natalie Chua played Ellen on a couple of occasions as well as an understudy. How was it like performing that role? Because it was a really, really key role in Miss Saigon, isn't it?
It was. It was completely a shot in the dark when I auditioned for the part. It was actually, I don't know if you know Esther Barroso. She was at the time with me in the final cast of Miss Saigon at Drury Lane. And she said, Gia, they still haven't found a cover for Ellen for the final contract. I said, you should audition. I was like, are you kidding me? Look at me. I'm very Asian. You know, it's not gonna happen. But I said, oh, why not? So I auditioned for it. And yeah, I was pretty much the first sort of Philippine play as a sort of Asian American kind of thing. That how I played it then, and it was a big honor and privilege for me to be able to do that.
Well, it brought Asian actors kind of into the forefront, didn't it? With obviously going down to even Noblezada, and then of course Rachel Ango doing Les Mis and Lea Salonga as well, and then yourself with The King and I think it's really a turning point. You know, it's really funny. I met Claude Michel once on the tube, and he just came onto the tube carriage, and I'm like, oh my God. So I spoke to him and I said to him, how much is the Filipino cast? And he said he absolutely loves the Filipino cast, and particularly he loves working with them, and they're kind of his favorite, if you like. And I think that's amazing, really. And I think nobody discounts the I guess, the importance of Miss Saigon, the importance of introducing Asian actors to the West End stage. Look at John Briones now. He's even on Netflix. I've forgotten the series that he's in. But I just think it's incredible. And I keep on harking on about that so much. But I think it's actually brought a generation of Filipinos to the UK. You know, Miguel Diaz has his own hotel in Bristol. And then, of course, you have Janine Desidero, whose daughter Janella has gone on to be one of the biggest stars in the Philippines. And it's kind of nice how there is that kind of connection. And for me, I guess my heart is with the Philippines. And a lot of that was from that show.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I was just, funny enough, I was watching the 25th anniversary
I was there.
last night. Yeah, I can imagine. I'm sure you were there. It was my daughter and I were watching it last night, and she started asking me, "How come you know so many people there?" And I was working there, and I sort of started naming, "Oh, so and so, we work together in this, we work together in this," and she was, she's 15, turning 16 soon, and she's going to be entering a musical theater school.
Yes.
As well in September next year. And yeah, it's been such a an eye opener for her, and it's really boosted her self-confidence to see that so many Filipinos have broken through the industry in a very successful way and can make it. If you work hard. There's one thing about the Filipino, it's resilience. We work very hard, I think. And I think that's why producers love us when we're in that, particularly not just in the arts, but obviously in many other lines of work, but particularly in the arts where I'm from. When I was in The Lion King, a few Filipinos were there, and we're kind of like, I felt good because it's like, oh, Gia, she can do that. She can, they threw everything at me. I started off, I played every single animal in The Lion King. I know every little track. I was there for 5 years. Started off as a swing, but eventually all the way up to playing Princess Nala for many years. And everything they just threw everything at me. So yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I always tell people, never say no. Just say, yeah, I'll try. Just try.
I was watching an interview with Leo Valdez, and Leo, who I've known many years ago. In fact, he invited me to the to my last performance in Manila, and of course, I had a problem with my flight, and I didn't make it, which is absolutely awful. But he said on camera that he never missed any performance whatsoever. And he's like a true professional. I know he's a very well-known theatre actor in the Philippines. And I think it's that mentality, that ethic, isn't it? That you do your best. And I think it's the same with John as well. Really working hard, keeping fit, keeping in shape to attend every single performance. And it's that resilience, that fighting spirit of the Filipino that I think contributes and helps towards that.
Definitely. I mean, obviously, all of us, there's a very, musical theater or theater is like, in the Philippines, is like a small pond, of actors. And back then, there are no understudies or covers. So to have that privilege here, when we started doing this, it was like, what? I can go off if I feel sick. It was like, really? How sick do I need to be off?
Exactly right. Well, it's been amazing talking to you about your theatrical sort of journey, if you like. And I understand that you're also doing singing lessons as well. How do people go ahead and how do they sign up for that? What's the process?
Yeah, I think the best way, I've a lot of inquiries about this because I'm doing it a little bit more full-time now, is to go on my website, Macuja-Atchison.com. I'm on Facebook as well, Gia Macuja-Atchison, in my Facebook page. I'm also on Instagram, Gia Vocal, is at Gia Vocal is where I go for in Instagram. Yeah, so yeah, I'm open to any age, ability, of singing. I mean, I try to shy away from the little ones. I've got a lot of inquiries. Oh, can you teach my 4-year-old to sing? And I said, I think at that age, you just need to let them enjoy singing, because singing lessons takes a little bit of concentration, but the best age maybe be from about 9 years old up, where they think about technique and how that makes them feel in the body and get them to sing different types of songs as well. Hit me up, Macuja-Atchison.com.
Wow. Thank you so much. There's so much that I still want to ask you, but what I'd like to do, if it's okay, being that I'm such a massive fan of Miss Saigon, and I know this has been shared on the Miss Saigon fan page, my good friend Andre, a lot of the fans of Miss Saigon are watching this as well. It'll be an enormous pleasure if you could sing something for us from the show, please.
Little pressure there, Malcolm. Little pressure. I'm sat down as well, and I've been talking. Sometimes
you can take a breather maybe while I introduce you or something and get yourself ready.
I will.
I'll tell you what we'll do if that's okay. We'll go ahead and we'll take a break. We'll have some adverts. And then when we come back from the adverts, if you could sing, that would be incredible. So we'll see you guys soon on Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. Thank you for watching. And we're just going to go ahead and take a quick break. Spoon and rice, you know, this is really, as I've said, the most authentic place to come for Filipino street food. Spoon and rice.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. I'm very, very happy that you guys could have joined us. We have almost 300 people watching us right now. And without any pressure, I'd like to introduce one of the big stars of Miss Saigon and star of The Lion King, Gia Macuja-Atchison, who's going to be singing a song from the show. It's over to you.
Okay. So I'll be singing a little bit of Movie in My Mind from Miss Saigon. Hope you enjoy it all. They are not nice, they're mostly noise. They swear like men, they screw like boys. I know there's nothing in their hearts, but every time I take one in my arms, it starts the movie in my mind, the dream they leave behind, a scene I can't erase, and in a strong GI's embrace, leave this place. The movie plays and plays. I'll find my true romance. It takes me to a place where I don't need to dance. Our children laugh all day, but all that I've been through can't make my dream come true. Dream, the dream I long to find, the movie in my mind. That's it. Hope you enjoyed that all.
Oh my God. Oh, that was so lovely. Oh, thank you so much for that. Oh my God. Thank you. That was incredible. Thank you so much for that. Honestly, that was absolutely brilliant. And it brought back so many wonderful memories for me. And I have no doubt I most likely watch you in Drury Lane maybe 10 times or even more than that. I think I probably watched you as Ellen as well, because I used to go to certain performances. I used to look at the cast list and on the day, and like you queue up in the morning for tickets, and I'd go to those performances. So I have no doubt I'd watched you many times, and that brought back so much memories. And I know it's really hard right now in terms of musical theatre. We don't really know where it's going to go. So it's really nice to hear you performing, and of course to see you here on our show.
Thank you very much for inviting me. And here's hoping that live theater happens soon. I know my husband works in the Lion King, and he leads the orchestra. And I think there are hopes that it reopens in the spring. So yeah, sort of later in May. And hopefully, and obviously a lot of things are available online at the moment for the West End National Theatre. So yeah, just keep that support for the arts. Really, it's an industry that has been terribly hit by the pandemic. So thank you very much for inviting me to share what I do in your program today, Malcolm. Thank you.
Just finally, I know you've come from a very sort of artistic family, if you like. I know your sister is the famous prima ballerina of the Philippines, Lisa Macuja, as well. Wow. My goodness me, Lisa, thank you so much. I was really touched by your gesture. I know she very kindly allowed the definitely Filipino scholars in the Philippines to go around to Star City and go on all the rides. And I think that's a moment that's very special in my life, because I know it's really important that we can sort of facilitate all of these things, if you like, and try and put a smile on people's faces. And I think that's what it's all about. And I know that Star City really has the ability to do that. And of course, I was very saddened to hear about the fire that occurred there as well. What's happening in terms of the rebuilding, and what's the future for that? I know you've got the theatre and everything as well.
Yes, obviously, the theater, Star City, the two theaters that are housed in the same compound were hit by a really bad fire last year. And actually the year before. We're in 2021 now. So it's been a very difficult time for my family, Lisa in particular, to have all these things hit her all at once. And then pretty soon after that, the pandemic happened. So the ballet company, Ballet Manila, lost its home, and obviously the performances had to stop. And but that's all in the past. Need to look ahead. So hopefully, fingers crossed, construction of Star City and the theaters begin later this month, and fingers crossed, Star City plans to reopen in the summer. And hopefully by then we would have all been vaccinated and life would return to normal, which is what everyone wants.
Am I right in thinking that Lisa's also been doing some online teaching as well? And I know, of course, the the Philippine Community Fund, or the Philippine Christian Foundation, as they used to be known as. I know that Lisa mentored one of their students that might go on to become the next prima ballerina of the Philippines, which I think is absolutely incredible. So a big shout out to her. You know, I was very privileged that when I went to Boracay a couple of years ago, I got to go to your family home, and I'm seeing pictures of you guys in picture frames and you're not there, which was really crazy. But of course, everything, you know, has kind of changed for a lot of people. And I think it's very, very sad. But as you say, let's look to the future. I'd like to send my best wishes to your family. I'd like to thank you so much for really taking the time out of your busy schedule to be a part of this experience.
You're very welcome, Malcolm. It's always I think every time we see each other in the Filipino gatherings before, we always have a nice chat and banter, don't we? And so it's lovely to speak to you again after all this time. Obviously, I am, you know, all the social media is one thing, but it is, and thank you so much for the support for all the Filipinos, you know, working as well for the NHS. I think, and I think you work for the NHS now as well, don't you? So thank you so much for all the support you have for the Philippine community at this
Thanks
time.
so much. You know, the Philippines is very close to my heart, and I know perhaps I won't agree with everybody in terms of maybe politics, but I think what I have the ability to do, and I hope many others do, is look above that Philippine culture, Philippine talent. And I just think it's wonderful, really, that we can still connect together. We can do shows such as this and just showcase the Filipino, which is really, really exciting for me. Anyway, thank you so much. Maraming salamat po, and to your family as well. Mabuhay, and thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure to have Gia on the show, and of course for you guys watching. You know, Miss Saigon for me is one of the most incredible musicals going, and I know that Gia said very much that she sort of mentors the next talents as well, and she's kind of into kind of promoting Filipino talent and showcasing Filipinos. And I'm really, really excited to introduce our next guest, Kimberley. And Kimberley is an amazing singer-songwriter who's had recently, I featured her on my show a couple of weeks ago, and she's had more than 1 million downloads on Spotify, which is absolutely incredible. So it gives me the most enormous pleasure to welcome Kimberley back. We have the most exciting half an hour coming up for you guys as well. Kimberley will be singing. She'll be talking about her singing songwriting, maybe giving advice to new people who maybe want to get involved in this kind of industry. So without much further ado, it's over to Kimberley. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, everyone. How are you all doing? I'm very good, thank you, by the way.
Fantastic. You know, I can't believe it. We got like 300 people watching. This is kind of really, really incredible. Do you have any message to anybody who's watching, who's following you?
I'd just like to say thank you so much for all the support everyone's been giving for my single and for Lullaby as well. And thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it.
What's awesome is you have an amazing supportive family. I know your dad's been messaging me. I know we've come up with plans for this show and everything else. And I think that's incredible. I think what I love really is that so many Filipinos really work hard and really strive for success and put so much into it. And I think you're incredibly blessed that also you guys are on YouTube. And I know your father's a singer as well, right?
Oh, yes, he is, yeah.
So I guess you've maybe got that from your father. Maybe I know that you got to have it. It almost needs to be in the genes. You know, I don't think you. I think everyone can probably sing to a certain extent, and I'm sure Gia would actually agree with that. But definitely, I think having that genes almost and having that background. Do you think that's helped you?
Yeah, I'd say it kind of gives a certain boost to someone's singing potential, I suppose. Yeah. But there's also the hard work that needs to be done. There's a lot of training and there's a lot of practicing as well that goes into singing. And yeah, when having a wide vocal range, that also requires a lot of practice as well. So Yeah.
But there's also a lot of technicality as well, isn't there? Getting to grips with things like Spotify. Tell me a little bit about how that works, because I've seen it. I've downloaded your single personally myself, but other than that, how does Spotify work? And you know, I know that you're going to be encouraging others to get involved with that as well.
Oh, so with Spotify, well, it's usually mostly my dad who does the technical work, but from what I know, you're able to create a song and then you can just upload it onto Spotify, and then if you start sharing it with a lot of people you know, they'll eventually start sharing it with a lot of other people, and soon enough you'll be able to get a lot of views on your song. And I think it's really nice that you're able to share your work on a platform that gives a lot of access to that.
Well, not only that, you know, you get to do covers. You know, I know you've been on YouTube and you get to do these cover songs, and some of these cover songs have been watched thousands of times as well. And I think that's a new opportunity that maybe singers from yesteryear never really had. Do you do stuff on YouTube as well?
I've sort of drifted away from my YouTube channel a bit to focus more on Spotify, but maybe I could sort of post more covers on there, maybe more often. It could be something I could try in the new year, 2021.
Well, I know people enjoy that, you know, and I think this is a great opportunity, and particularly with the COVID pandemic, you know, a lot more people, maybe we can't meet, we can't go to community events, but I know what we can do is we can get together through these kind of forums, through the internet, through listening to singers and songwriters, and I think that's kind of the new normal at the moment.
Yeah, it is. And it's just nice to have a hobby or something to do while we're stuck inside as well.
Exactly. I saw earlier on, before we went on stage, if you like, there was one of your performances that we'd kind of watched on screen. Can you maybe explain that, and can we maybe basically go ahead and screen that? The one where you're playing at the piano with the yeah.
Oh, that one. So yeah, so I was in year 7 at the time, and we had a little every year we'd have this kind of concert thing at I think we did it once or twice a year, I remember. And yeah, it was a lot of fun setting it up. And I remember my music teacher was really passionate about doing the concerts, and I guess that's part of what gave me the drive to just push myself into doing music more. And I think it's really nice that we got the opportunity to perform in all of those concerts before COVID started, obviously.
That's amazing. We're going to go ahead and we're going to watch that now. So we'll just go ahead. Wow. Oh my goodness me. You're incredible at playing the piano. You really, really are. And it's such a nice orchestra. Many years ago, probably around about 8 years ago, I was one of the Federation governors of the Haberdashers Federation. And one of those schools was the Hatcham School in New Cross. And that's an incredible music academy as well. And I remember going to so many different performances like this, and so many of these kids gone on to kind of be in the Philharmonic Orchestra and everything else. And it's just so amazing. It's just so lovely to watch. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Thanks so much. So we're going to go ahead now, and we're going to go ahead and see you sing live. So if you want to tell us a little bit about your song and what you're going to be doing, that'd be incredible.
So I'm going to be singing Never Enough, which is from the popular, well, yeah, it's from the popular movie The Greatest Showman, and one of these, this is a song that's very close to me because it is a song I once performed back in year 6, and I just love the song so much. I love to sing it, and I hope you will enjoy listening to it as well.
Awesome. I'm so excited as well. I absolutely love that song, one of my favorites. So Kimberley, go ahead and let's hear this.
I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You set off a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, will you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, for me. Never enough, never enough, never enough for me, for me, for me. All the shine of 1,000 spotlights, all the stars we steal from the night sky will never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are still too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, never,
Wow. Oh my goodness me, Galing. That is absolutely brilliant. I'm reading so many comments on social media as well. We have more than 500 people watching this, and people are saying, bravo, Galing, go, go, go. It's just amazing. You know, it's just really awesome to hear you sing like that. And I'd like to thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know it's a really hard song to sing as well, but you did an absolutely brilliant job.
Thank you so
Savannah
much.
Moore said amazing. Jerry T, bravo.
Thank you so much.
Jerry T, wow. Woo, go little lady. You're not only pretty face, but very talented. That's from
Oh,
Dang.
thank you.
And Russell, kill it, little girl. Wow.
Thank you all so much.
Ajay said awesome. Kimberley is the real 3-in-1 singer, songwriter, and pianist. Wow. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, I think it's really great that you've got that skills as a songwriter as well. What gives you inspiration for your writing?
Sometimes I like to see what's going on around me and how just the little things in life can give me the inspiration to create something into something more beautiful. And sometimes I like to develop on little ideas and just make them grow into something bigger. And I just like to do that sometimes.
Fantastic. What would be your absolute dream in terms of where you want your career to go?
I suppose, yeah, good question. I suppose I just like to keep on creating more songs for everyone to listen to, and you never know. Maybe one day one of them will blow up. Maybe one day I will get 1 million views on YouTube or something. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep on creating more songs, and I really love doing it. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep on creating more songs and creating more melodies.
Well, you have 1 million hits on Spotify as well. Now, that's a really amazing achievement on its
Yeah,
own. You know, you must be very proud of that. And I know your father's been really helpful in terms of the tech, and your
yes.
family have been very supportive. What does that feel like to know that you've got like a 1 million streams on Spotify?
Um, well, it felt like a really big surprise because I wasn't really expecting for it to go that far. Um, but it was a huge surprise when I found out, oh, I have 1 million hits on it now. And yeah, it made me really happy. It made my day.
Well, that's amazing. I understand you got something special for us now as well, in terms of your last single, and you're going to be going ahead and you're going to be doing something for us. If you want to go ahead and explain that, what's going to happen?
Okay, so if you didn't know, so I set up a raffle for those who have downloaded my new single or cover of Lullaby, and I have a bowl of names that I'm going to pick out. So,
Wow.
I believe there is a third, second, and first prize. So I believe the first prize is something like $100 to $200. I'll have to double check.
I think it
But
was
yeah,
50, 100 and something, and 250. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's great that you're actually doing this. I think it's a way of connecting with your audience. So
yeah.
go ahead and let's draw those names and announce these lucky winners live on our show.
Okay, so I'll start with the third winner. I'll close my eyes. And we have Sam and Sophie Alapita. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing names. But yeah, here are our first third place winners. If you can see
Wow,
them.
congratulations. That's
Well
incredible.
done. Okay, now for our second place, we have, just gonna rummage around in here. We have, ooh, who is this? Elvira Larena. Well done.
Wow, congratulations.
I'll just, yeah. So, and now we have the final first prize.
This is the first prize, everyone. Drum roll, virtual drum roll. Bum,
roll.
bum, bum.
We have, uh, Oh wait, hang on. I'll try this again. I think there are two names in here that are the same. And we have Rom Bumagat. Well done.
Wow, fantastic.
Yay.
Congratulations, guys. That was incredible. And thank you for doing that on our show as well. That was something special that we've never done that before. How can people reach you on social media?
Sorry about that. So, as you probably know, I also have I have a YouTube account which is Kimberley Balacanao. You can go check it out and subscribe. And I also have a Facebook page which you can now follow, and I'm hoping you all will. And yeah, I do have an Instagram as well, but it's mainly my dad who takes care of it. Yeah, I'm not really out on social media. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that. That's amazing. I know you've got one final special surprise for us, but before that, we're just going to take a really quick break. So we'll be right back with Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan.
Hello, ano? Ready na ba kayo?
Hi, Kuya! Wala sa shop yung bag na gusto ni Mama. Kailangan ko ng tulong.
Relax ka lang, may alam ako lugar, bigay ko sa address. Ayaw nga pala, kailangan ko nang ipadala yung pang-tuition mo.
The best ka talaga, Kuya. Pero dapat sa road limit, ha?
Siyempre si Kuya pa. Madiskarte yan eh.
Alam mo yan. Oh, ha? Ay, si Mama tumatawag.
Hi, anak!
Ma, tawagan kita mamaya ha. Nagluluto kasi ako nilaga eh.
Huwag kakalimutan lagyan ng paminta, ha?
Di ma, o sige na, tawagan kita mamaya. Ano, nabili mo na ba yung bag?
Oo, Kuya. Ako pa. Salamat sa pinadala mo. Malapit na ako sa bahay. Ma, bigay ni Kuya para sa'yo.
Happy birthday, ma!
Dali ma, galing sa amin lahat yan.
Yes, galing sa amin lahat yan.
Thank you! We miss you mga anak ko!
Spoon and rice, you know, this is really, as I've said, the most authentic place to come for Filipino street food. Spoon and rice. Thanks so much again, guys, and welcome to the final last few minutes of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. Without much further ado, we're going to go back to Kimberley, who I understand is very kindly going to play something for us on the piano and maybe sing. So, Kimberley, it's over to you. Kimberley, you're on mute.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm going to be playing a piece that I really think is very beautiful, and I believe it is pronounced Nuvole Bianche. It's Italian, I think, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Wow. Oh my goodness me. That was incredible. You're so talented. And I think it's great because you have that eye for that eye for detail and for music as well. And I think it's really nice that you can play the piano. So I'm really, really super impressed. Do you have any final messages to everybody watching before we introduce your last song?
I'd just like to say thank you so much, everyone, for watching today, and thank you all so much for the support that you've provided. And I really can't thank you all enough for everything. So thank you.
Thanks so much as well to you guys. Thanks so much, Kimberley, for appearing on our show. Thank you all so much to Gia as well. It was incredible. I'm sure it must have been a great opportunity for you to share the stage with such a big West End star as well.
Yes.
Yeah, wow, fantastic. And I guess you're a fan of Miss Saigon. Have you got the soundtrack? Have you tried to sing anything from that show as well?
I'll be honest, I've never really heard of that show.
Oh my goodness me! You have to ask your dad. You've really missed out.
Oh, I'll make sure to check it out.
You probably need to watch the DVD as well, because I think it's nice, because I think it showcases Filipino talents, and I think that's really awesome. There's been a couple of other Pinoy children recently who've got into the West End as well, which I think is incredible. School of Rock as well. So that's incredible. Anyway, I'd like to ask you to introduce now your song that you can see on the screen, and tell us a little bit about that, and go ahead and introduce that.
So what you're about to hear is well, it's my song Lullaby. It's a cover of another song. But I decided to make a cover of it, and I really like this song. It really sounds nice, and yeah, I really like it. I like how it sounds, and I'm glad I was able to make a cover of it because it's really nice. It's a lovely song.
Thank you ever so much. So let's go ahead and play it now. Okay, I think we don't have sound at the moment. We're going to try again. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to wind back a little bit and try and get the sound there as well. Okay, so in the meantime, we're just going to try and figure out the technical. Sometimes when you do shows live, you kind of have an issue with the tech, but thankfully we're trying to sort that out now. Anyway, so do you have any messages to your fans and people watching you?
I hope you all enjoyed the show today, and thank you so much for having me on the show. And thank you so much to everyone. I really appreciate the support for everything. And like I said, I cannot thank you. I cannot thank everyone enough. I really can't.
Well, it's
And
been an
that's
absolute
wrong.
record. We've had over 500 people watching, and I believe that's been a record here in the UK in terms of any kind of online show. I know 300 the last time we did the show with Gaia as well, but we've pushed past that. We've exceeded that now, so that's truly incredible. And I know you're going to be working with Gaia in the future as well, which is awesome to hear.
Yes, I'm really excited for that.
Fantastic. Let's go ahead and we're going to go back to your song. I don't think we have any sound. So if you wouldn't mind abandoning that, and maybe can you sing a little bit a cappella or a couple of bars from that on the piano, if that's okay?
Okay. Okay, let's see. I forgot the verse goes. I'll just sing the chorus.
Yeah.
Okay. Won't you sing me your sweet lullaby? Just the sound of your voice is your sweet melody. Won't you sing me your sweet lullaby? The sound of her voice is the thing that I need. 'Cause I just need your song, so then to sing along. When I'm not feeling strong, I need you to sing me your sweet lullaby. Just the sound of your voice is the thing that I need, so sing to me.
So much. That's been amazing. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to Kimberley. Thank you so much to Gia, I know is watching us again. It's been an incredible show. That brings us to the last in the current series. I know we're going to do something in the next couple of weeks together, but this is the last of this particular series. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much to Kimberley. Thanks so much to everybody.
Bye-bye.
So, yeah. I'd just like to thank my sponsors, World Remit. I'd like to thank Pusong. I'd like to thank Spoon and Rice. I'd like to thank Comfort Healthcare. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Without your support, this wouldn't have been possible. Stay safe during lockdown. I know a lot of us have been celebrating the Christmas and the New Year with families, and a lot of us now are going back to work. And of course, I guess kind of life goes on, if you like, as normal. Sadly, that was the last show in the current series. Not entirely sure when we'll be back, but I've had so much fun, and I'd like to thank everybody involved in this project. Maraming salamat po sa supportahan. Is that right? And thanks so much again. Mabuhay Pilipinas, and we'll see you guys again soon. Spoon and Rice, you know, this is really, as I've said, the most authentic place to come for Filipino street food. Spoon and Rice.
Hello, ano? Ready na ba kayo?
Hi, Kuya! Wala sa shop yung bag na gusto ni Mama. Kailangan ko ng tuwing
Relax ka lang, may alam ako lugar, bigay ko sa address. Ayaw nga pala, kailangan ko nang ipadala yung pang-tuition mo.
The best ka talaga, Kuya. Pero dapat sa World Remit ha.
Siyempre si Kuya pa. Madiskarte yan eh.
Alam mo yan. Oh, ha? Ay, si Mama tumatawag.
Hi, anak!
Ma, tawagan kita mamaya ha. Nagluluto kasi ako nilaga eh.
O, huwag kakalimutan lagyan ng paminta, ha?
Di ma, o sige na, tawagan kita mamaya. Ano, nabili mo na ba yung bag?
Oo, Kuya. Ako pa. Salamat sa pinadala mo. Malapit na ako sa bahay. Ma, o, bigay ni Kuya para sa'yo.
Happy birthday, ma!
Dali ma, galing sa amin lahat yan.
Yes, galing sa amin lahat yan.
Thank you! We miss you mga anak ko!
Hi, we're Fourth Impact, and hello to all the viewers of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan.
Thank you for always supporting Fourth Impact, and please, you can download our new song, No More.
And all digital platforms.
Yes, and you can follow us on all our social media accounts. Just type Fourth Impact, and everything is verified. So,
Thank you.
God bless everyone. Keep safe.
Hi, my name's Jane Walker. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Purple Community Fund. We work with some of the poorest children and families in the Philippines. We run an integrated service plan from education, health, nutrition, social intervention, livelihood workshops, right the way through to business startups. And our goal is really to see as many Filipino families as we possibly can help to have a better and more sustainable and safe life. I have this great pleasure of welcoming you to Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. And I've known Malcolm for a very long time, and he has been a massive supporter of the Purple Community Fund. In fact, Malcolm's been a massive supporter of pretty much everything Filipino. His drive, his passion and his energy is just absolutely admirable. He is a voice for the Filipino community in Britain. He supports all up and coming bands and charities that are doing work in the Philippines, and I know you are going to really enjoy this show.